Tachometers were a cool option you could get for 64 to 66 Chevy trucks, but they must have been really expensive because you hardly ever see them in any trucks. My name is David Welch. Today I am going to show you how to stick an RPM gauge into your 64 to 66 gauge cluster. I know the gauge cluster seems like a real mystery kind of thing you may not want to get into, but don't worry about a thing. I'm going to show you how to do it with no trouble at all. Now, before you take your dash out, you're going to have to prep up a little bit. It's obvious that you're going to be able to scratch your dash, so you want to get tape around all of that. And then on the back of the gauge cluster here, you're going to want to note where all of the lights are going and all of the clips. Some of them look very similar. They're going to be a little bit different, and you're going to make sure that you get them right in the right spot. You're also going to want to go ahead and disconnect your oil pressure here. Now, sometimes what you can do is climb up underneath there and disconnect all this stuff. Sometimes you can pull it out a little bit and then go ahead and disconnect it, but just do nice and careful. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this right here off. This is on the passenger side of the gauge cluster, and this just simply unscrews nice and easy like this. 3 little screws, and this comes out. Now this is what was in place of the RPM gauge, so we'll simply take this right on out of there. So the nice thing about this is that this RPM gauge is basically just like it was from the factory, so it fits back into this just like it would from the factory. So you can see it fits right like that. This right here is your ground. Make sure you've got a good ground contact right here, that this is clean. Otherwise the gauge won't work right. It comes with these screws right here. We'll go ahead and screw this in, and then we can go ahead and simply set it right on in there. So we're bolting into the original holes, no problem at all, just like the factory. Now you'll notice these right here, these come off, and these are your rev limiters basically. You can set this wherever you want, but I don't like them, so I take them out and put it in without. So this is just going to slide right back in, screw right back up, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get our electrical attached. On the electrical, you're going to have 2 wires. One's going to be pink. Generally speaking in Chevy, pink is always going to be your ignition key, power. And brown, in this case here, is going to be going to the negative side of your coil. When you put this in, you're going to want to make sure that you correctly mark where the wires are going to be going, because when you get underneath there and everything's all turned around, you forget. So make sure you mark the pink wire and the brown wire. Pink's your power, brown's your negative to the coil. Your light goes right on in there. So we got power for that. Here you'll see these clips right here. Now these will go ahead and slide into each other, into the original wiring. So you find your pink wiring, you go ahead and you unplug that, you plug this back in, and then you plug this in to the end, so now you still have power. Same thing with your lights. You simply unplug your power for your lights, you plug this in, and then you plug the other end into this, and you got power for the rest of your lights. This right here is going to be going to your coil. You get that attached, and you're going to be set up. All right, I'm just going to tighten up my wires now so I can go ahead and install it into the truck a little bit easier. You can see our tachometer all installed right here. Factory position, no time at all. You can also see that the gauge cluster is looking good because we thought this project through. And we went ahead and got a new face right here. We painted the back. We replaced any gauges that we needed to, and we painted the needles orange right here. So we're looking good. We're going to go ahead and install this in our truck and get back on the road, just like you should too. My name is David Welch here at Brothers Tech Center. You be sure and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, because I'm here to help you get your truck back on the road.